Alright, I had a little bit of technical difficulty at the beginning. Um, Apparently my mic was muted the whole time. Chrissy, can you hear me? Hi, Michael. You guys able to hear me now? Okay. So, seeing as I went through the whole spiel before you guys could actually hear me, my fault. I I'm just doing a mod test run where I find a couple of mods that look like they would be fun and take them on to a really harsh map to test them out. We'll go with the strongest motor that this mod offers. Um, we'll do the 4-speed crawler because I believe this is a crawling map. Um, we'll do crawler kit with active. Get some pretty beefy mud tires going. Let's go with the tuned rock. We'll do autonomous scout. Okay, so this mod doesn't allow us to lock all 4 wheels in, but that's alright. We'll get this all set up for... Hmm. Wow. Did a lot of... Hmm. Hmm. I can definitely change the color of it. Give me a couple of seconds. Well, let's try. We can go here. Blue or black? Or red or black? How about we just do both? So there's truck number 1, fully modded. We'll come over here to truck number 2. We'll also do the 4-speed crawler kit. Looks like most of the kits for both vehicles are about the same. We'll do tuned rock for both. We'll try to keep most of everything the same on both vehicles. This one also is unlocked. Not as many rear bumper options. We'll do that one. I don't know why, I've always liked the rock bumpers that pointed out like that. We'll get both towing shackles. And we'll do these lights here. And do the light exhaust. So both vehicles have pretty much the same pretty much the same for both. Which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. So, I don't know if you guys notice, but that plate on there says no problem when the vehicle's upright. But if you roll the vehicle upside down, it becomes a problem. We'll keep that the same. Add fuel. Ah, Invisible 2 is unrealistic. So let's go back over here. Customize. Snorkel level 2. Unrealistic. Let's try that out. Now, what color should we do the Retro Thunder? Any ideas? What we can do, the black and white, blue. What kind of blue? We'll start here, option 1 to option 7. Dark. Okay, so we'll go with meow. I wonder. Ooh. Do you like the white or the black better? For the two-tone. Ooh, purple. Maybe we'll stick with the white, I think. Alright. We've done that. Garage. Yeah, it's very small. All good. Ah, first mud hole. Now, just so you guys know, this map does get progressively harder as I go. So there might be a point where I won't be able to get through it. Alright. Here is our first stopping point. Truck number 1. So that is stopping point number 1. The Retro Thunder is actually pretty fun. Relatively simple. It does bog down quite a bit. It doesn't feel quite as much of a cheat as some of the others. So we'll go down to the Outlaw. And we'll give it a try with the Outlaw now. The Outlaw seems much snappier already. Seems to be able to handle these hills a lot easier. Haven't had to take it out of auto all the way up that, whereas the Retro had to be put into low multiple times with diff lock on. Yeah, this one, it definitely handles a lot smoother. Oh, Oh, definitely can handle this a lot better. I'm sorry. This one definitely seems to have a lot more power than the other one. Also could be because this one's probably a little bit lighter. Oh, well, section 1 is done. Both trucks made it through pretty smoothly. I will have to say though, the Outlaw seems to work a little bit better uh, in the climbing sections, but mud and water really bogs it down. So we'll go back to the Retro Thunder. By the way, engine sound on the Retro Thunder is very nice. Oop. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. truck got an affinity for water. Let's check our map. Wow. Got a lot of map to go through. By the looks of it, there is what looks to be, I don't know what that is. There is a waterfall up ahead of us where we're going to have to switch over to the trail. Which there is a trail on our right. There's a trail that goes all along here and across back out to here. And then there's a bunch of trails out this way. So this is where we started. So if I had taken the right, we'll probably go this right path with the other vehicle, which is right after the huge slurry pit up here. Okay. But what we're going to do is try to get to this tower right here. And we're going to do it the fun way. The tower is up on our right. Look, the tower's way up here. So if we keep heading somewhat this direction, we'll make it up there. wake up and head out. Like I said before, I'm gonna take this through the trails. I understand that might not be testing them equally, but as we already saw, this thing has a bit of a hard time through water. Which we'll see that right here. Whereas the thunder doesn't really seem to mind it. You know, when I put this in high, it feels like it wants to die out. And that's probably because this thing has a really low center of gravity compared to the other one. So the mud and everything is probably getting really close to the body, which is going to make it act different. So right here is where we want to turn right. Stay on the trails. The left is what we took in the thunder, and that took us down on the beach. Trying to play to each of their strengths, because they seem to be two sides of the same coin. They both do immensely well in most everything, but the outlaw crawls over rocks better than the thunder, but the thunder can handle deep mud and water better. Now, as you can see, we are still gonna have to go. When we get down here, I am going to be taking it across this like I did in the thunder, because in the thunder I went across all this. Then we'll find the trailhead here. And when we get right about here, we'll go up the hill this way. Most of the trail is going to be pretty well the same, except for I'm going to use this vehicle on the actual trail. And there's two reasons I'm doing this. One, I've noticed from just the first little section we did, like I said, the two vehicles act different, which is at no fault of either of the vehicles. It's just each vehicle in SnowRunner has always had their strengths and their weaknesses. Even with the mods. No two mods, even if they're made from the same creator, no two mods react the same. Which is perfectly fine. As you can see, we came up through here and we went around. Oop. Oh, damn it. Went through that pretty well just fine. We also had a lot of momentum going through that. As you can See, right here is where we kind of went around, we kept going around. Right up here, I didn't notice this earlier. And if I had noticed, I would have taken it, but this is the trailhead next to the river. Now, in the Thunder, we took the river. Oops. I am beating the heck out of this. But in the Thunder, we took the river. We're going to take this up here. And right when the river bends is where we're going to head up the hill. That's why I got all the repair supplies and fuel and everything else. Because this next bit is where we're going to repair vehicles. We're going to start having some fun out here. We're going to try some off the trail riding. Kind of like what we're doing here with going up the mountain up to that lookout tower. Or for some of you smarty britches, plateau. But we're going to do it a little bit different with each vehicle. As we found out, this vehicle is better with climbing. Let us test that theory. Wow. You know, to be honest, I wasn't expecting this thing to be able to do that. But see how we did it in a different, kind of a different way than actually crawling it. That's not really a fair assumption to the Thunder. So what we're going to do is we're going to try taking the Thunder up the same exact spot. Come back through this way. We'll look for the exact spot that I came up and over. Not really sure. There should be tire tracks where we drove up. Where's that? Because I came up right there with this. Whereas this is where I came up with the other truck. No, this is where I came up with the Thunder. Right here. We came up over this way with the Outlaw. Now we're just going to find our tire tracks, which are right there. And we're going to try going up this same exact way I went up with the Outlaw. Oop. Well, first roll over. Let's see. So, he's hurting a little bit. Whoops. At least that was a pretty gentle fall. Now let's try. All-wheel drive style. Doesn't seem like she... Well, nope. Something's telling me that because of the height of the suspension height on this, I don't think she's going to be able to make it up there. Especially when that happens. We didn't make up the same exact spot, but we did make it up. A much steeper spot than we came up with the first time. So, due to the height of the suspension on this, we definitely can't do the same exact things as the Outlaw. Both vehicles, they handle different. Their ride heights are vastly different. But it also means that this truck, the Thunder, versus the Outlaw, being that it is taller, the wheelbase is shorter, not by much. Yeah, the wheelbase of the Thunder is slightly smaller. The vehicle size is about the exact same size, but the Thunder is taller. Where you sit is much higher. The bottom of the vehicle is much higher. And there is a lot more suspension travel in the Thunder versus the Outlaw. Everything's repaired on that. Refuel. And repair. Does not repair the visual damage, but that's fine. Alright, now we'll change back to the retro. We'll go back down onto the trail.
Now, some people might watch this stream later on, or if anybody is watching, you'll notice that I did not take that really risky route by going down the waterfall in Thunder. And there's a reason for that. Being that the Thunder is very top heavy, it wanted to roll. But as you noticed with the Outlaw, I was able to very safely, very confidently drive it down an almost vertical drop. Now I didn't know the bottom of the waterfall was going to be that deep, so I did take a little damage. But that being said, both vehicles have their positives and their negatives. And it seems like the Outlaw is much better on vertical terrain and having the vehicle in a very awkward position is much easier to deal with in the Outlaw versus the Thunder. It's definitely a good crawling vehicle. Very good for any kind of maps where it's mostly just rock crawling. The Outlaw, I would have to say, would outperform pretty much any vehicle. Now this is the part of the video where I give my overall opinion based off the two vehicles. Now, as you saw, I didn't pull the Yaz out with the Outlaw. I did it with the Thunder. There's a reason for that. I was there first with the Thunder. Do I think the Outlaw would have been able to do it? Definitely. The Thunder might even have done it quicker. I might have been able to use the Thunder or the Outlaw a little bit quicker than the Thunder. That being said, both vehicles perform very well. Both vehicles, the mods are relatively the same, except for the Outlaw has much more visual customization than the Thunder. They both carry about the same amount of refuel and supplies for repair. They have both the same suspension options, tire options, winch options. Of course, the motors are different because the vehicles are mimicked after different vehicles. All the way around, I would say it's really depending on your preference. My preference is more towards the Outlaw because I feel that it's smoother, more comfortable, and doing the more risque kind of things, especially out on a trail, I would say the Outlaw outperforms trail-wise. Now, that's not to say that there aren't things that the Thunder does better than the Outlaw. We did find out that deep mud and water bogged the Outlaw down quite a bit. Takes a little bit longer to get through those obstacles. The Thunder, however, can go through those pretty easily, and I believe that's just because of the suspension height. Now, sorry, I need a drink. In my honest opinion, to make it where either one of these vehicles was more of an all-arounder, get rid of any shortcomings either of them have. The Outlaw, I would raise the suspension, the off-road kit, or the crawl kit, plus active suspension, which I never did that with this, but there we go. That gives us more height on it, to where the two vehicles are more equal. Now let's change the truck over, and let's see what the suspension mode does on this. That increases it even more. So my problem here, okay, is the Thunder is already very top heavy. So changing the suspension mode to be taller, though, would be good. I think you need, what would be good on these is if we flipped them. Instead of, like with the Thunder, changing the suspension mode would actually lower it, so I could go over things without being so tipsy. The Outlaw, because the height does change quite drastically compared to what it was, because if you look, we changed the suspension mode again. It's very tucked and very low. But if we raise the suspension, that's gonna make the vehicle, probably make it go through water and stuff a little bit easier. Which we can test that real quick. We already know that the Thunder goes through water very well. But what we can test is this higher suspension, see if it actually changes how this reacts to water. And I can tell for certain already that though it is a little bit easier to get through the water, it still bogs down quite a bit. Not as much. Like right here, I'm getting a little stuck. So we'll stop right here. And we will go back over to the Retro Thunder. Now this is with the suspension raised. But we'll leave it suspension raised, just so that it's more equal.
Oh, that was with the suspension raised. This is where I'm going to show you. You saw how this did that. It was relatively simple. Now you notice that the Thunder did make it, but it had more difficulty doing so. And that's why I would say the Outlaw is better for rock climbing and hill climbing. But if you're just going mud bogging or digging up the dirt, the Thunder is a great option. But yeah. So I will have to say that my overall favorite would have to be the Outlaw. But they are both equally good candidates. Just know if um, the map that you were going on to is primarily rock crawling or uh, hill climbing, be ready if you choose the Thunder for that top heavy action. It's going to want to roll, it's going to want to flip, it's not going to hug the ground as easily. Whereas the Outlaw, it's a lot smoother and climbing over obstacles seems to have it much more level. Um, Less chance of it rolling. But if you liked what you watched, um, if you like this content, let me know. If you want to see something different, you want to see different vehicles, different map, whatever. Uh, I just leave a comment on the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.